Hi, Robert here. I have a first of all, it's for Mr. Bridges. I'd like to know if you think that 3D is here to stay, if that's the new way of shooting movies, and for the producers, what kind of special time did you dedicate in order to create the look inside the computer? So do you have to extra clean the movie in order to remove like dust or any other element that does not belong inside a computer world?
As far as 3D goes, I think I don't know if that will stay very long because things are moving so rapidly. But you know, we're constantly. I think filmmakers are always looking for something to bring the audience deeper into the reality of the story you're telling. You know, there was a film process called show scan that Douglas Trumbull developed that never really got. They didn't really take off, but that was just running the film 60 frames instead of 24 frames and projecting it that way, and it made everything sharp and more real, almost a 3D effect. So I guess we'll be. Isn't 3D without glasses coming up? The next 10, next 10, and then holograms. I mean, I guess that's where it's going. I don't know, imagine. Or maybe you just take a pill.
As far as the technical piece, Jeff, you want to speak to that?
Tron, the pill.
Yeah, we shot with the Pace Cameron 35 millimeter, F-35 video system, and that's a very cumbersome beast on the set. It really helps inform the way you shoot the film. It's such a large animal. You've got cranes that are twice as large as normal motion picture cranes, and the time it takes is probably 10 or 20% longer in the production schedule. So it really changed our approach to the film, which I think you'll see when you see the movie. And then from a post-production end, Eric, you can respond to that.
Certainly the post-production end, we're pushing the envelope and helping see Joe's vision through and kind of create this new world of Tron. And I think the 3D aspect of it really helps. I think when you watch the film and go from our normal day to the Tron world, I think I'm hoping you all think it's a pretty amazing leap.
I have a question for Mr. Sheehan. As a huge fanboy that I know you are, how is it to be at your first Comic-Con, and how great was it for you? Yeah, you.
Sorry.
How was it for you to finally get to come to Comic-Con, and was that the whole reason you actually did this film, so you could finally get to go here?
The entire reason I did this film was just to be here with you in this moment now. It's all come together, almost like it was planned. It's fantastic. I was supposed to come for a few years, I think, with Underworld and with Alice in Wonderland and Twilight and stuff like that, and I wasn't able to. And also I wanted to build up a really big head of steam so that when I got here, I would be carried shoulder high through the streets, crowned the new king of Comic-Con. And as yet, that hasn't happened. So you have the chance to make this young man's dreams come true. But no, it's fantastic to be here. Yeah.
I was curious, since the People Mover shut down, it was the closest thing we ever had to a Tron attraction at Disneyland. Has there been any discussion of possibly doing a Tron ride? Because it seems like it would be a perfect match.
We certainly, as a company, are kind of looking at all the applications of the Tron universe. We think a ride would be pretty cool too, but I think it's just too early to know if that'll happen or not. Those rides take a long time in development. I think the company's really, really excited about the world that this team has built.
Let's get the musical done, then the ice show, then maybe we'll turn up focus.
Last question, guys.
Congratulations, everybody. I just actually wanted to ask Bruce, how did it feel to, I'm over here.
Right, there you go.
Hi. How it felt to work on this, especially with your history there.
Well, the idea of working with Jeff again, or finding out where these characters went after all these years, what happened to them, that's what intrigued me. And when I first read the script, I was just thrilled by it because I had no idea that Alan Bradley would become such a lost soul to me. And it was such a great take on on these characters, and it seems so well, absolutely real. I was just thrilled by it, just thrilled. And I think you are thrilled.
All right, one more question, actually.
Yes, for those of you who had to wear the iconic suits, what was that like to get used to?
It was amazing. No, it was amazing.
It was amazing to watch Olivia in this.
It was totally revolutionary. You know, this has never been done before. We were wearing electroluminescent lamps woven through layers of neoprene and all these other amazing materials. And it was an honor to be able to wear something like that that was changing the way that every other department was working on the film. You know, it would change the way the scene was lit, and opening us up to all these kind of interesting possibilities. And it was really beautiful. And we would get really excited every time the suits would turn on, because you look around and just kind of, gosh, this is really amazing. And they made this little sound, which the sound department loved.
And at the beginning, they got this sort of process that they do. Well, first you've got to train immensely for the suit, and they do this thing called cyber scan, where they basically create this suit out of every curve and sort of, you know, every sort of definition of your body, so it's just completely exact and fits like a glove. And then the greatest thing is you go into a dark room and, you know, one of the producers has their kids around, you light it up and they just go, ah. So I think that's the most satisfying bit.
There was a great moment before every take where you'd say, right, sound rolling and camera, and just before they'd say action, they go, and light them up, and action. And so in the scenes that I was in, there were a lot of people in the scenes, and so just before they said action, they go, and light them up, and suddenly the whole room would go, and you'd forget to act for a little bit. That's so cool. Oh, shit.
You know, and all we had was spandex tights with magic marker on it.
And a dance bell.
And a dance bell.
Yeah, dance bell.
The first male thong. We brought them in, and I don't know, you guys can go on and on about it all you want.
When I sat down this morning to my seat, there's something in here I'm going to show you. My father, years ago, had a kind of a prototype of the Tron suit in Seahorn.
I just want to say that the key moments in getting this film made this time, I think, had to do first with Jeff, because when we came up with the idea that Jeff had been lost up the data stream all these years, like Colonel Kurtz in cyberspace, it was just too good, the thought of revisiting Jeff this way. And that had a lot to do with getting this film made. He had a lot to do with getting it made. And then the opportunity that was given, that was to Joe, by Sean pulling the whole team together, and Joe, he made the most out of it.
Sorry guys, we're actually out of time, but thank you so much for joining us today. Please join me in thanking our cast and filmmakers today. Go see Brown Brothers.